George Washington, everybody knows him, everybody loves him, that's why we have dollar bills. George Washington's ambush. Everybody dies but him, and he sends a letter to basically start a myth that he was, ready? Bulletproof.
Things tend to kind of get exaggerated over time. You know, stories kind of get changed a little bit.
But we want to get back to the actual original writings. We're very blessed to have access to some original materials that take us all the way back to the actual year when these things happened. Some of these are late 1700s, 1800s. Some of them are history books. Some of them are journals. So everybody just dig in.
Oh, I love it. They're talking about the battle afterwards and how all the officers were shot down. And it says the Indians afterwards noted that they had specially noticed Washington's bearing and conspicuous figure and repeatedly shot at him, but at length they became convinced that he was protected by an invisible power.
That doesn't prove it's miraculous, it simply proves that everybody there knew something odd was at hand.
Okay, so listen, guys. But by the all-powerful dispensations of providence, I have been protected beyond all human probability or expectations. For I had 4 bullets through my coat and 2 horses shot under me, yet escaped unhurt, although death was leveling my companions on every side of me.
Who's this letter to?
That's Washington. He's writing to his brother.
So it says 63 officers out of 86 were killed or disabled.
August 17, 1755, this is Samuel Davies' sermon. So this is only a month after the battle. I beg leave to point the attention of the public to that heroic young Colonel Washington, whom I cannot but hope Providence has preserved for some great service to this country.
Everybody's saying this is impossible. This is the stories we want. So now we're beginning to accumulate evidence, and we haven't even gone there yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm thinking? Pennsylvania. All right, you're telling me this is it?
This is it, man. This is what we've been reading about, all that research we've been doing. This is Braddock's Road. This is the scene. We've got 800 of the enemy around us. When that first volley hits from the French, they have no idea where it's coming from. They can't see them. It's like they're being rained down on with lead. One by one, officers are falling from these horses. Out of 80-something officers, 63 get taken out. They're either killed or wounded. But Washington, let's talk about Washington, okay? Yeah. Here's a guy that's 6'4". He's, almost a foot taller than everybody else. Your average soldier's about 5'4". I mean, he stands head and shoulders above everybody. So just imagine if you're the Indian, if you're sitting out there and you're gonna pick somebody to shoot, who are you aiming for?
Yeah, the easiest target.
Easiest target. And for some reason, they can't get him. Just imagine this from the Indians' perspective. You've had tremendous success taking down every officer you fire at. But this one guy, you keep firing at him and he won't go down. Finally, someone takes a shot at Washington and he falls. But it's the horse that goes down, not Washington. He pops right back up, gets on another horse. They take out that horse. He comes back on another horse. He finds out later he's been hit 4 times. He's got 4 bullet holes in his jacket, but they never pierce his flesh. Why? What made him special? Why was it that he survived when these other officers did not?
Either there's some kind of divine providence over this country and the people that started it, or he got lucky.
Let's recreate the situation. You'll be Washington.
I'm Washington.
You're Washington,
Wait.
yes.
Uncle Brad comes out looking all stoic and regal, straightening his hat and scarf.
Look at that.
This is perfect.
Had my cool colonial hat, my cool colonial vest, my cool colonial this,
Yeah, those are the 1755 specials. Adidas, is that an Indian name?
and my cool colonial scooter that I got to take back and forth, representing my cool colonial horse.
We're gonna have to load one at a time, so we
Okay.
no hopper, right? We can't rapid fire at you. But there's only 6 of us. There were 600 Indians, and the battle was 3 hours.
Yes.
We're only gonna have about 3 minutes.
So the test starts off, and it only takes about 2 or 3 seconds before we instantly start hitting Brad.
I was really surprised at how fast we started landing our shots center mass on Brad.
He had headshots, he had thoracic shots, he was in the arm. He was dead, no doubt.
When you see overwhelming evidence, and then you actually put it to the test and you combine all of that, there is no question that something preserved Washington in this battle. I think most people they look at something like this and they're skeptical. I mean, we even started off skeptical, saying, how could you survive that? What would be so different? But you can't let yourself get so caught up in reason that the reason stands in the way of the truth, that you're not even willing to accept the truth that something miraculous happened here, and we see evidence of it right here.
There's 3 things I took away from this from my end. 1, I was surprised how many times you hit me. I mean, remember we were out on the road, I thought, I don't know how easy it's gonna be to hit a moving target. These are not accurate. And, I didn't want to get hit. 2, how much it hurt. I got hit in the stomach, I got hit in the kidney, I got hit in the side, then you knocked off my hair. But you know what it tells me too, number 3? The courage. Because when it starts hurting, I'm like going, I kind of want to be done now.
Right.
And you have men falling beside you dying. You have men screaming in agony. And a man stands up and says, we need to finish this battle. You know, there's something more to Providence than simply maybe surviving being shot. Courage, character, virtue, that's not something that you can manufacture. It comes out in the time when you need it or you don't have it. That's the measure of a man.
All of the first-hand accounts say the exact same thing. The French reports after the battle, the Indians and what they said about the battle, Washington and other British after the battle, and then the physical evidence confirms their reports.
Put a little history, a little research, a little science together, and I think what we've proven is miracles are possible.